Welcome back to part 2 of this series on the roots of the Cold War. In this video, we're going to be taking on section 2 and 3, the Truman Doctrine and the Marshall Plan. So after World War II, some communist rebels threatened to invade Greece. And the United States, now having this desire to not see communism spread anymore, we send military aid. We offer aid to Greece and Turkey to keep them from falling to communist nations. And also there's some important resources in the area that we don't want to see fall into the hands of Stalin. Truman definitely has this belief that if we let people just do what they want, it's very much the appeasement that got us into World War II in the first place. So President Truman is going to make a very strong stance to fight communism that's going to shape American foreign policy for the next 40-something years. So let's go to page 262. How exactly did President Truman attempt to contain the spread of communism? So go check out those pages and read that brief insert there. There is a quote that I want to give you to put in your ISN, and check out this first paragraph, this quote from Truman. So read it, and according to Truman's quote, what's the primary way that America should support countries facing a takeover by communists? He believes in this idea called containment, that if communism has already taken over a place and there's not much that we can do to remove it, but his goal is to prevent communism from spreading any further. So in this map of Europe, you've got, again, that Iron Curtain. In the blue, this is the Eastern Bloc, those countries that are free and democratic. And in the red are those areas that have fallen to communism. And the white line represents the Iron Curtain. Another key vocabulary word is the Truman Doctrine, which you should read about on page 260. Check out this political cartoon that represents the Truman Doctrine. Why does President Truman say the United States should aid Greece and Turkey? Click on this link right here, and you can hear President Truman talk about it in his own words. So listen to this link and answer these 3 questions based on that speech. So here's a question from the STAR exam regarding the Truman Doctrine. So do your best. Check out this cartoon. What are some things you notice about this going on here? And what do you think is the central message of this? What's this? What does this mean? Who is this? Put it all together. You can do it. Same thing here. What are some things that you notice here? And what's the central message? The title of this cartoon is Can He Block It? Block what? What's it referring to? Who is he? Put it together. You can do it. So part 3 of this series, let's talk about the Marshall Plan. Going to page 262, what exactly is the purpose of the Marshall Plan? Make sure you get all of these highlighted terms in your glossary and in your notes. It's the idea of helping Europe to recover. Think of it as the New Deal, FDR's New Deal that we had in the United States during the Great Depression. Think of the Marshall Plan as the New Deal, but it's for Europe. And it began in 1948. Check out this cartoon. The Marshall Plan being represented as a wind that's breathing new life into the sails of this European ship. So according to this chart here, which 2 countries received the most aid from the Marshall Plan? Why do you think it's these 2 countries that we decided to help so much with? So pause and check out this I love this cartoon. It's the caption here says he's finally getting the hang of it. What are some 3 things that you notice about this cartoon? What do you think is the overall message of this cartoon, and how really does it relate to the Marshall Plan? So let's finish up with a modified true-false statement. We read this statement, and if this underlined portion makes the statement true, well, then you answer true. But if you read it and this underlined portion makes the statement false, then you need to change it. Give me the correct answer. All right, stay tuned for part 3, which is the Berlin airlift.